नेटवर्क और आप देख रहे हैं तो भी करना। टुडे इन दिस क्लास वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस अबाउट द मूविंग कॉइल galvanometer. Before going to moving coil galvanometer, just I want to tell that there is a top velocity selector. Velocity selector. It is one of the arrangement. It is the arrangement such that the velocity of a charged particle can be selected to hit the target. Okay, so it is the arrangement so that the velocity of the charged particle can be selected to hit the target, and it can be calculated in this way. The electric field is equal to your magnetic field, where E is the electronic charge. Suppose we are considering the electron, then E is the charge of the electron, capital E is the electric field, this E again electronic charge, V is the velocity of the charged particle, V is the magnetic field. Then here E will cancel, that implies V is equal to E by G. And velocity is a vector quantity, electric field is also a vector quantity, magnetic field is also a vector quantity. So this is the expression for velocity, okay, electric field and magnetic field. So this is the relation you can use in the numerical. Now we will proceed to the moving coil galvanometer. What does it mean? Moving coil galvanometer, it is a device. It is a device which detects the current. That means it cannot measure the current. It only detects the current, whether current is flowing through the device or not. If the pointer is getting deflected, then we will say that the current is flowing through the circuit. Okay, current सिर्फ उसमें पास हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है वो देखने के लिए सिर्फ मूविंग कॉइल galvanometer को यूज करते हैं. सपोज करंट का डायरेक्शन इस तरफ है एक स्क्वायर में, and if the galvanometer deflects in this direction, then if the current direction is changes, the pointer will deflect in opposite direction. Okay, so that we can know the direction of the current is changed. Next important is that principle of this moving coil galvanometer, that is the current carrying coil inside the magnetic field produces torque and hence it rotates and hence produces angular deflection. एक coil है जिसमें current flow हो रहा है और suppose this coil is inside the magnetic field, then this coil rotates and it produces angular deflection. Rotate हो रहा है मतलब उसका डिफ्लेक्शन हो रहा है, यस और नो? हाँ, कुछ ऐसा था उसके बाद ऐसा हो गया, दैट मींस इट इज गेटिंग डिफ्लेक्टेड एंड दिस डिफ्लेक्शन इज एंगुलर डिफ्लेक्शन, नॉट लीनियर डिफ्लेक्शन. ओके, सो दिस इज योर एंगुलर डिफ्लेक्शन. दिस इज द प्रिंसिपल. इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. यू कैन गेट इन single mark. What is the principle behind the moving coil galvanometer? That is the current carrying coil inside the magnetic field produces torque and rotates and hence produces angular deflection. The construction, the diagram of moving coil galvanometer I have shown in the figure. It is the top view of the moving coil galvanometer, in which these three lines, this line and this line are rectangular coil, and all these are what? Magnetic field. This arrow and this arrow are magnetic field. This is the north pole, this is the south pole. Permanent magnet we have fixed, Due to this pole, magnetic fields are generated, and here we will take the concave pole. Concave pole. It is shape of concave pole. Why? Because it produces radial magnetic field. Radially magnetic field. Why? This is along this direction. This is along this direction. This is along this direction. Such that we can place our rectangular plane. We can place our rectangular plane or rectangular coil in such a way that the plane and the magnetic field are parallel to each other. अगर ये ऐसा है like this, plane अगर ऐसा है, this one is the rectangular plane, then magnetic field is also like this. ये अगर ऐसा हो जाएगा, then again magnetic field is like this. ये अगर ऐसा हो जाएगा, then magnetic field is like this. So हमेशा क्या होगा, magnetic field और ये plane जो है parallel रहेगा. Got my point? Such that 90 degree or perpendicular or normal to this plane is always 90 degree. Okay? इसके साथ जो है ये हो गया plane and magnetic field is along this direction. So normal of this plane rectangular coil कितना होगा, 90 degree होगा. So always it is 90 degree perpendicular to the magnetic field. Next is this pointer. This is the pointer, okay, which points on the linear scale. ये linear scale होता है. And this is the spring. This is the spring, such that when the pointer will move in one direction, then the work of spring is that it will come back. It will come back. The pointer will come back to its original position due to the torque produced inside the spring. Spring में क्या होता है, एक जब ये रोटेट करेगा, स्प्रिंग में भी क्या होगा, ऑब्वियसली डिफ्लेक्शन आएगा, और डिफ्लेक्शन आने के बावजूद क्या होगा, फिर से जैसे करंट बंद हो जाएगा, करंट को ऑफ कर देंगे, फिर से पॉइंटर मेन पोजीशन में फिर से ओरिजिनल पोजीशन में चलाएगा. ये कौन करवाता है, स्प्रिंग करवाता है, और उसको बोलते हैं रिस्टोरिंग टॉर्क. गॉट इट? रिस्टोरिंग टॉर्क, क्योंकि ये रिस्टोर कर रहा है टॉर्क. गॉट इट? ये प्रोड्यूस करेगा, करंट प्रोड्यूस करेगा डिफ्लेक्टिंग टॉर्क. करंट जो प्रोड्यूस करेगा उसको बोलेंगे डिफ्लेक्टिंग टॉर्क, एंड स्प्रिंग जो टॉर्क प्रोड्यूस करता है उसको बोलते हैं रिस्टोरिंग टॉर्क. ओके, सो स्प्रिंग का काम यही है. बट ये जो रेक्टेंगुलर कॉइल है, ये ऐसे ऐसे करके एक फास्फोरस ब्रोंज में एक अंदर में सोल होता है, सॉफ्ट आयरन कोर होता है. सॉफ्ट आयरन कोर के अंदर ऐसा ही रहेगा सॉफ्ट आयरन कोर. इसके ऊपर क्या करेंगे, रेक्टेंगुलर कॉइल वाइंड करेंगे. बट इट और लाइक दिस. ये हो गया बस रेक्टेंगुलर कॉइल वायर जो होता है. गॉट इट? ये एक ही दिखाया हूं क्योंकि टॉप है, सो इसके तरफ ये है, फिर नीचे की तरफ है, फिर इस तरफ लाइक. Got it? So this is the all about the construction, and you have to write the construction from your book. हाँ, कैसे ये consist करता है, सिर्फ 4-5 लाइन you have to write these things. Next you have to write the theory. In the theory, whatever I have discussed in last class, that same thing will write, because the coil, it is a rectangular coil which can be taken inside the galvanometer like PQRS. Okay, in last class what I had told the theory, same theory will appear here. Okay, so same thing, the force due to the side P, Q and S are will cancel each other, and the force acting on SP and QR are equal and opposite, which exert the torque on the coil PQRS. Okay, again torque is equal to what, force into perpendicular distance between them, that is tau equal to force into perpendicular distance. Force is equal to what, as force F is equal to ILB sin theta. So here the theta is the angle between L and B, element vector, and magnetic field. So element vector and magnetic field is what? 90 degree. So theta is equal to 90 degree means this is the value of 1. Again, L is equal to what? Length of the conductor. Length of the conductor is B. So this is I small b into capital B. This is the first I, B, B into perpendicular distance. In last class we had discussed this is the perpendicular distance because this is the angle theta. So opposite of that one, that is A sin theta. So perpendicular distance is A sin theta. We have to multiply both. So I, B, BA sin theta. Again B into A what? That is your area of the rectangular loop. Okay. So if you want to write all the notation, you can write I is the current flowing through the coil. Small b, A and B are the sides of the rectangular coil. B is the magnetic field and theta is the angle between normal and magnetic field. Be remember normal of the plane. Which plane? Rectangular coil plane. ऐसा होता है. This is the normal and magnetic field. Be remember that one. Okay. So tau is equal to what? I, B, A sin theta. Next. As the coil consists of n number of turns, so tau is equal to n I B A sin theta. This is the torque produced on this rectangular coil. Okay, and since it is deflecting, so this torque is called deflecting torque. Okay, deflecting torque. What is the value of theta here? Here, theta we can say as the rectangular plane is parallel to the radial magnetic field. इसीलिए हम radial magnetic field लिए हैं like this. ऐसा है. So जब भी उसके ऊपर ऐसा रेक्टेंगुलर प्लेन रहेगा, सो मैग्नेटिक फील्ड कैसा होगा? पैरेलल ही होगा. मैग्नेटिक फील्ड अगर पैरेलल है, सो उसका नॉर्मल कैसा होना चाहिए? परपेंडिकुलर होना चाहिए. थीटा इज इक्वल टू 90 डिग्री. ओके, एज थीटा इज इक्वल टू 90 डिग्री, so we can write therefore deflecting torque tau is equal to NIBA. We can see the spring will get deflected due to this deflecting torque. Therefore spring will restore the torque. Spring अगर rotation होगा, then it must have the torque inside that. Okay, and that torque is called restoring torque, and which is directly proportional to the angular deflection. जितना ज्यादा रोटेट होगा, जितना ज्यादा एंगुलर डिफ्लेक्शन उसमें आएगा, उतना ज्यादा उसमें टॉर्क प्रोड्यूस होगा. So restoring torque directly proportional to the angular deflection, that is tau r directly proportional to the alpha. So tau r equal to k into alpha, where k is one proportionality constant called as torsional constant of the medium, torsional constant of the spring. Okay, that we have to consider here. So tau r equal to k alpha. Now we will equate this deflecting torque is equal to tau r. Therefore we can write restoring torque equal to deflecting torque, that is k alpha equal to NIBA. So I is equal to k divided by NBA into alpha. This is our again constant because k is the constant, torsional constant, n is the number of turns which we cannot change after manufacturing the galvanometer. Magnetic field is the produced by the permanent magnet which is placed inside the moving coil galvanometer. Again A is the area, so we cannot change this parameter very easily. So this can be considered as the constant, that is G, called as the galvanometer constant or current reduction factor. Okay, so here I is proportional to alpha, that means I current is directly proportional to the angular deflection. So angular deflection is the function of what? Current जितना ज्यादा जाएगा उतना ज्यादा एंगुलर डिफ्लेक्शन होगा. जितना एंगुलर डिफ्लेक्शन होगा पॉइंटर उतना घूमेगा. क्यों? पॉइंटर इसमें ऐसा लगा रहता है, like this. So ये जितना घूमेगा उतना पॉइंटर क्या होगा? स्केल में उतना घूमेगा. बट इट अगेन स्प्रिंग है नीचे, so स्प्रिंग क्या करेगा? जब करंट ऑफ हो जाएगा, स्विच ऑफ कर देंगे, ये स्प्रिंग में रिस्टोरिंग टर्च चलाएगा, फिर इसको लेके आके फिर मीन पोजीशन में खड़ा कर देगा। गॉट माय पॉइंट? सो दिस इज द phenomenon happening inside the galvanometer. Got my point? So I equal to G into alpha, where G is called galvanometer constant. We can say this is the figure of merit also. Therefore, we can write figure of merit. It is the amount of current. It is the amount of current such that it produces a deflection of one scale division of the galvanometer. galvanometer होता है इस तरह देखोगे। So one division के लिए डिफ्लेक्शन जितना चाहिए, one division होता है, one division के लिए पॉइंटर जाने के लिए करंट कितना चाहिए, that is the figure of merit of the galvanometer. Got it? So इधर पॉइंटर है, इस तरह इतना दूर तक जाने के लिए करंट कितना मुझे चाहिए, दैट इज द फिगर ऑफ मेरिट. इट इज द अमाउंट ऑफ करंट सो दैट इट प्रोड्यूस ए डिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ वन यूनिट, ओके, वन स्केल ऑफ द डिवीजन, दैट इज द फिगर ऑफ मेरिट. नेक्स्ट कम टू द सेंसिटिविटी, दैट इज करंट सेंसिटिविटी एंड वोल्टेज सेंसिटिविटी. इट इज डिफ्लेक्शन. It is the deflection produced when a unit current flows through the galvanometer. Flows through the, we can write here galvanometer. Flows through the galvanometer. Galvanometer. Okay. So it is the deflection produced when a unit current flows through the galvanometer. जब unit current flows करेगा, what is the deflection produced inside the galvanometer? That is the current sensitivity. Actually sensitivity होता क्या है? Sensitivity means when we are giving the small input, a larger output must come through that device. That is the sensitivity. मतलब उसको थोड़ा सा इनपुट देने के बाद उसमें ज्यादा आउटपुट आना चाहिए, that is the sensitivity. Okay. Again, second one is the voltage sensitivity. Again, same thing. It is alpha by V. So it is the deflection produced by the galvanometer when a unit voltage applied across it. Okay. It is the current flows through that galvanometer. It is voltage applies across the galvanometer. So alpha by I into R, V equal to IR. So again, alpha by I equal to MVA by K. So MVA by K into R. This is the voltage sensitivity. Next one is the factors affecting the sensitivity of the galvanometer. As all of us know that current sensitivity IS is equal to what? IS is equal to alpha by I, which is equal to MVA divided by K. So it ultimates depends on number of turns. Next, magnetic field, area of the rectangular loop and the torsional constant. Got it? So these are the factors on which sensitivity of the galvanometer depends. If N increases, then current sensitivity will increase. If B increases, then also current sensitivity will increase. If area will increase, then also current sensitivity will increase. And if torsional constant is decreased, torsional constant of material will decrease, then also current sensitivity as well as voltage sensitivity is decreased. Why? Because in voltage sensitivity nothing but this is alpha IR. Here we are dividing the resistance only. Got it? So all these parameters are the factors on the sensitivity of the galvanometer. Got my point? Again, one of the term is that advantages of the moving coil galvanometer. Again, same thing. All these are advantage. We can increase number of turns, magnetic field or area of the rectangular loop so that our sensitivity or the galvanometer can be increased. Okay, and it detects our current. Got my point? So all these are the advantages. All these are the advantages. What are the disadvantages? Disadvantages is that these things, when one galvanometer is already manufactured, we cannot change this parameter very easily. This is the disadvantage. Advantages is that before going to manufacture, you can decide what should be the parameter value. Okay, what should be the values of these parameter such that our current sensitivity or the manufacturer what it wants or the clients what they needs, they will manufacture. Got it? According to they will decide this value of parameter, number of turns, magnetic field, area and torsional constant. Okay, and disadvantage is also same thing. After manufacturing we cannot modify very easily. एक बार उसको तोड़ के और एक बार मैन्युफैक्चर करना उतना आसान नहीं है, क्योंकि बहुत सिंपल मतलब इतना भी कॉस्टली नहीं होता है. Got my point? Next topic is conversion of moving coil galvanometer into ammeter and voltmeter. Ammeter is the device which measures the current and voltmeter is the device which measures the potential difference applied across any point or across any device. Okay, so we have to convert ammeter and voltmeter by using our moving coil galvanometer. What is the procedure? We have to use one resistor having some resistance value, and for ammeter we have to use one low resistance that is called shunt, which is connected parallel to the moving coil galvanometer. A moving coil galvanometer is converted into ammeter by connecting a shunt. Shunt that means a low resistance parallel to moving coil galvanometer. देखो इधर this one is the G is the galvanometer, S is the shunt which is connected parallelly, and this dotted line will act as ammeter, and the current flowing through the ammeter is I, where Ig is the current flowing through the galvanometer only. Whereas in case of voltmeter we will use a high resistance. We will use a high resistance in series with galvanometer. So these two are important. This is series, this is parallel. Again, this is shunt or low resistance, whereas this is your high resistance. Got it? So these two are important things. High resistance connected in series with moving coil galvanometer to give the voltmeter. Okay, to manufacture the voltmeter. galvanometer में क्या और resistance, high value resistance इसके साथ सीरीज में कनेक्ट किए हैं. So this one is the voltmeter. This dotted line is the voltmeter and this is our V. V मतलब कहाँ से कहाँ? From this point to this point. Okay, so this is our voltmeter. Now we have to calculate what is the value of S, what is the value of S in this case, and Ig, and here what is the value of R, what is the value of this R. That means we have to calculate the value of resistance in each case, in both cases. What should be the value of resistance? That is, we can say as shunt S and galvanometer G, as shunt S and galvanometer G both are connected in parallel. So the potential across this shunt must be equal to potential across this galvanometer. So we will write that is V into I, that is I into R, which is equal to V. V is equal to IR. So here R is S shunt and current is I minus Ig, as I is flowing through this junction and Ig is flowing out of this junction, coming out of this junction. So how much current will flow in this shunt? That is I minus Ig as for the KCL. So we have to write that is I minus Ig. I am writing this I into I minus G into S, which is equal to Ig into G. Ig into G. That implies now I can calculate S. What is the value of S? That is Ig divided by I minus Ig whole into capital. This is the expression from where we can get the value of shunt or low resistance. What is S equal to Ig divided by I minus Ig into G. You must remember G is the resistance of galvanometer, resistance of moving coil galvanometer. Then S is the shunt resistance. Shunt means it is resistance, that is low resistance. और न्यूमेरिकल में जब भी कैलकुलेट करोगे सो S मस्ट बी लेसर देन G. हाँ, G से कम आना ही होगा, क्योंकि देखो Ig I minus Ig. Okay, next what is the value of I? What is the value of I? I is the current flowing through the ammeter. टोटल एमीटर में कितना करंट जा रहा है, that is full deflection current, or you can say current, simple current through the ammeter, through the ammeter. Whereas Ig means current through the moving coil galvanometer. Got it? So you have to mark this one, I and Ig. Obviously from these two, which one is the larger one? I is the larger one, Ig is the smaller one. And don't mock up this one, इसको रटना नहीं है, डायग्राम बनाओ, फिगर बनाओ and use KCL, KVL and Ohms. Okay, I prefer that one. इक्वेशन बनाओ, देखो कैसा हो रहा है, KCL, KVL और Ohms लॉ को लेके इक्वेशन बनाओ, then you use this. Okay, otherwise डायरेक्टली यूज करोगे कहीं ना कहीं गड़बड़ भी हो सकता है. Next come to the voltmeter. So in the case of voltmeter, this is the V. So as G and R in series, G and R in series, as R and G are in series, total resistance is equal to what? Total resistance is equal to G plus R or R plus G. Yes or no? And this is the V. So what is the value of current? Current I equal to V by R. Therefore the current Ig is equal to V by G plus R. And we have to calculate the value of R. That implies V is equal to Ig into G plus R. That implies R is equal to V by Ig minus this is the expression or the value of R. Got it? So from these two expressions we can calculate the value of resistance by which we can convert moving coil galvanometer into either ammeter or voltmeter. Remember that in this case low resistance connected in parallel, whereas in this case high resistance connected in series. There are some difference between ammeter and voltmeter. First of all, it is the definition. It is a device which measures the current through the circuit. Here it is a device which measures the potential difference across the circuit. Next one, it is connected in series to the circuit. जब भी एमीटर को कनेक्ट करोगे, कैसे कनेक्ट करोगे? It is connected in series. Whereas in case of voltmeter, you have to connect parallel to the circuit. किसी भी डिवाइस है, पॉइंट है, उसको वोल्टमीटर अगर है, उसको कैसे कनेक्ट करोगे? पैरेलल कनेक्ट करोगे. Whereas एमीटर कैसे कनेक्ट करोगे? सीरीज में. Got it? Then it is of low resistance. Ammeter is of low resistance to prevent the current. लो रेजिस्टेंस होने से क्या होगा? लो रेजिस्टेंस होने से करंट ज्यादा जाएगा बट इट और उसमें वोल्टेज और जनरेट नहीं होगा। V इज इक्वल टू I इंटू आर। सिंस लो रेजिस्टेंस करंट ज्यादा चला जाएगा लेकिन I इंटू आर उसमें वोल्टेज कुछ नहीं आएगा, इसीलिए लो रेजिस्टेंस बोलते हैं। एंड इट इज ऑफ हाई रेजिस्टेंस, इट इज ऑफ हाई रेजिस्टेंस, ये हाई रेजिस्टेंस होना चाहिए। ओके, ऑल दिस अबाउट, थैंक यू।